everyone. It is Thursday, and that is, of course, one of the 2 days where I post draft videos. At a minimum, I post one every Monday and Thursday. This pack is pretty good. We're doing Rivals of Ixalan, obviously. Tulanali Summoner is good, but I don't think it's great. Obviously, it's very fragile. It does help you ascend quickly, and it can give you a bunch of elemental tokens, but it's not actually that good in the early game, for example. This pack's pretty strong, though. Curious Obsession's a great card. Legion Lieutenant's good if you want to try to go into vampires. Moment of Craving is a good removal spell. Squire's Devotion's pretty good. I don't think I take the rare. It's fine. Like, I would play it in a red deck, but I think I'd rather have a Moment of Craving in a black deck. I just think that's where I'm going to go. Vampires in this format are fine, but they've underwhelmed me, certainly. All the aggressive decks have sort of been less... You can definitely build a more controlling vampire deck, but I think I'd rather start with Moment of Craving. It fits into more black decks, so... Curious Obsession is also pretty good, but I like Moment of Craving a little bit more. Okay. Nothing... I mean, Recover's playable, but we don't want to take it here. Kitesail Corsair is pretty good. Jungle Creeper's pretty good. Those are the 2 cards that I'm looking at here. Black-green is less of a good color pair unless, like, it's just completely wide open than blue-black is. So, I think I take Kitesail Corsair over Jungle Creeper. Yeah. Man, now I wish I had a pick 1 Curious Obsession, pick 2 Kitesail Corsair is not a bad way to start things. But that can win a lot of games, but we didn't do that, obviously. There's Polyraptor, who is fun if you can really pull things off with him, but the chances of doing it aren't great. There's an Evolving Wilds. We could sort of try to move into a deck that just wants to splash anything, but I think I just take Water Knot. It's just a good removal spell. There's no reason to, like, you know... There are some people who like taking Evolving Wilds early and really staying really super open in this format, but if I see a card the quality of Water Knot, I don't do it. I mean... Why would you? Well, now we're not really seeing much in our colors. Dust Charger's okay, and I mean, I'm happy to run like 1 or 2 in a lot of black decks, but Jungleborn Pioneer is enough better that I think I want to take it. I could also consider the Goblin Trailblazer or Frill Death Spitter, both of which are good signs that red is open. These, I think, are less good signs that black is open. And these, I think, are less good signs that green is open. And these aren't even... I mean, well, with the Jungleborn Pioneer, it's a good sign. But it doesn't look like... You know, I'm not going to take River Darter over Jungleborn Pioneer, basically, is what I'm saying. Would I rather take a red card or a green card? Which looks... I mean, the red looks pretty open, too. But I am a pretty big fan of Jungleborn Pioneer. So let's go with it. If Jungle Creeper comes back, maybe we switch back to black-green. I don't know. Black hasn't seemed especially open, though, so. Kumena's Awakening. I do like it. It's great in the grindy kind of decks in this format. Green cards here aren't great. Black cards here aren't great. Squire's Devotion's pretty good. The 2 white cards here are both pretty good, but Kumena's Awakening is very good. I like to draw cards. And this just wins the game late. And there's lots of board stalls in this format. So just sort of sort by color, I guess. See what happens. Really wish I'd taken that Curious Obsession now. I think that's a close pick. I could see it going either way. Obsession's just really good with the number of small evasive creatures in this format. So, you know, turn 2 Corsair, turn 3 put a Curious Obsession on it. It's pretty good. There is a Squire's Devotion, but there's also another Jungleborn Pioneer. So I think I just take that. Helps you get to Ascending. Okay, Hunt the Weak, Guiltgrove Stalker. There's also a really late Reckless Rage. But green looks substantially open to me. I mean, with just the cards we have here. We don't have great creatures for Hunt the Weak yet, but I'm sure we'll pick some up. Giltgrove Stalker's okay. I mean, well, it's more than okay. I'd be happy to have one. But I think I'm going to take the removal here. Yeah. Okay. So, we have a Mistcloaked Herald, which if we want to be like an actual Merfolk deck, which this color pair can be, is not bad. But if you're not the Merfolk deck, it's not nearly as good. It's kind of mediocre. I mean, you have to have ways to pump it. You know, Curious Obsession, for example, put on it is great. Sea Legs is okay, but I think I like Secrets of the Golden City a little more. Okay, now I think we take a Giltgrove Stalker over a Mistcloaked Herald. Okay, so do we want a Jade Bearer? Or do we want a Knight of the Stampede who can enable us to run some top curve fatties? I don't think we want Jade Bearer. I think Knight of the Stampede has more upside. Okay, so do we want Plummet or a 3-drop that has like a 50% chance of getting cut? Plummet is the kind... I think we take Plummet over that. I mean, it's going to get sighted in at least once. It usually does. Aggressive Urge isn't bad. Naturalize, not bad either. It's a late Horncrest. Red did look pretty open there, but we also got a very late Secrets of the Golden City, so... Another Aggressive Urge. I doubt we play 2, but I guess we'll stick it over here for now. We may not even play 1. It'll really depend on what our deck looks like, obviously enough. I mean, Hunt the Weak's not terrible, unlike Jungleborn Pioneer. You can kill a 2/2, but yeah, you want some 3/3s, 4/4s. Ooh. This pack, man. Ravenous Chupacabra and Galta Primal Hunger. What the hell? I mean, we take Galta, and we really try to... I mean, it's really strong. I think it's one of the few things you do take over Chupacabra, although maybe not. Given that we're already where we are, I think we definitely take Galta. But if this were pack 1, pick 1, it might be the Chupacabra. I haven't gotten to play Galta yet, so this should be fun. So, there's a Sailor of Means, which could enable us to enter into a more splash whatever bombs we want kind of strategy. We need to pick up several of them, though, I mean, to really do that. And you know, there's Prosperous Pirates and stuff, too, in later packs. There's also a Deadeye Rig Hauler, another Giltgrove Stalker. Sailor might just be better. I mean, it helps us ramp, and it helps us splash, and that just seems pretty good to me right now. Yeah. Okay. We got a Thunderherd Migration and another Knight of the Stampede. We're turning into like a blue-green dino deck. Cherished Hatchling is also pretty good. But I think it's definitely Knight of the Stampede or Thunderherd Migration. Thunderherd helps us splash again, so it would give us 2 sources of splashing. We do kind of want more dinosaurs to make that work. Knight of the Stampede is also quite good, obviously, with Galta, because it makes it cost 4 less just on its own. Yeah, it's a hard choice. Splashing better? I mean, there's also a Deadeye Rig Hauler, which is worth looking at, but I think we want one of these 2 cards. Which do I want? I'm going to take the Thunderherd Migration. I think it's a little more flexible. Okay, so we have a Cacophodon who gives us another dinosaur. There's also a Hardy Veteran. I think we'd probably take Cacophodon. At this point, we could think about splashing Needletooth Raptor, though. That's for sure. But I like Cacophodon enough. It's not as good as Needletooth Raptor, certainly, but it's a good defensive creature. It's a dinosaur, which is good for our Thunderherd Migration and Knight of the Stampede. There's also an Orazca Relic, but I'd rather have Cacophodon. Okay, there's a Traveler's Amulet, which is fine. Blue is really not looking open. There could be a world where we end up not playing blue. Traveler's Amulet helps us splash, but I think just taking another big dinosaur seems good, too. Cherished Hatchling, Knight of the Stampede number 3. I think I take another Knight. We're definitely morphing into a ramp deck here. So I don't know, man. Are we going to play blue? After all that, after getting some sweet early blue cards, including Sailor of Means, we could turn into a green-red deck that involves this guy. move this over here for now and think about that. I mean, there's a late Death Spitter, there's another Dreadmaw. We do need to shore up our low drops more, especially if we're not running the Urges. So maybe we want the Death Spitter over another Horncrest. I think we probably do. And over another Dreadmaw. We do need some 2-drops, even in this deck, which I think is going to aim to be a little dirtily, although we can definitely just like power out a turn 5 Galta and win. As long as I don't have Contract Killing or something. There aren't a ton of removal spells that can take down Galta. So, I mean, we were like, in the early going, Hunt the Weak didn't look great in our deck. Looks pretty good now. Knights of the Stampede and all these guys are obviously good with it. Another Stampeding Horncrest, or do I take like a Highland Lake? Think about, we don't have any blue cards. If Kamena's Awakening could cost 1, if it cost 1 blue, I'd think about it. Horncrest or Lake. I don't really think I want more than 1 Stampeding Horncrest. I know some people are pretty high on it. Some people hate it. It's a pretty divisive card. I think I'm going to take the card that helps me splash, potentially, though. Okay, so we could take a Sun-Colored Raptor, a Hardy Veteran, or a Goblin Trailblazer. So this is a dinosaur, but these 2 cards are significantly better. This one's better with like Hunt the Weak, and it's a better blocker, obviously. This one's a better attacker. So which do I want? I don't know. I think we'll go with the Trailblazer. Mutiny, Gilgrove Stalker, Woodland Stream. We could really splash something blue. Do I like Mutiny more than another 2-drop? Yeah, probably. Okay, we have Tealanali's Crown, another Knight. I think we just take another Knight of the Stampede here. I don't really like a Rozka Raptor or a Rozka Relic a lot. Rozka Relic's good if you have like a bunch of really high drops, but we don't. We have like 2, but I guess I'll take the Relic over the Raptor. It's more likely to make the cut. Just put this over here for now. Okay. Cotley Honor Guard. Yeah, that's not what we want. Another Sailor Means, but I think that ship has sailed. This pack is so bad for us, though. Dinosaur Stampede really isn't that good. I mean, we could still switch back to a blue-green deck. So maybe we take Sailor Means. It's just so much better than our other options here, than the 2 red cards or the green card. Blossom Dryad's okay, but it's fragile. It doesn't really ramp you that much. When we have 3 Knights of the Stampede, we're not exactly desperate for Blossom Dryad. I think I do take another Sailor Means here. See what happens. There's a Shapers of Nature. There's also a Prosperous Pirates and a Pirates Cutlass. The green cards here, we have another Blossom Dryad. There's a Jade Guardian, which is okay. It gets a little better if we switch back to blue. Cutlass isn't great in our deck. I think I'd probably take Shapers of Nature. We're still sort of waffling a little here, but I think it's because both of our options look pretty good. So it's not like we're really screwing ourselves. So let's sort by color real quick here. Okay, so we could take another Dreadmaw. I mean, we have 3 Knights of the Stampede, so wanting to take another Dreadmaw seems reasonable to me. Perilous Voyage and Water Trap Weaver are both good, but I think another Dreadmaw... granted, we're probably going to see another Dreadmaw, or at least another, like, big, medium... big, average creature. When I say average in terms of power level, obviously he's just big. I I do like Perilous Voyage, and I do like Water Trap Weaver, but we're going to take another dinosaur. What the hell? Okay, well, now there's a Fire Cannon Blast. Hard to say no. We don't have a ton of removal. But there's also Prosperous Pirates. But which pile is better? I honestly think the blue pile is better. Like, we lose some dinosaurs, sure, but we don't lose enough of them. So yeah, maybe we take... I think we take Prosperous Pirates here. Also helps us cast Galta. We can really splash. It's just kind of a pity. I mean, do we really want to splash like that guy? I mean, we can without a whole lot of effort. It's not a great splash, but it is another big dinosaur. We can also just use the treasure to ramp into Galta. So, like, you know, Prosperous Pirates makes Galta cost 5 less, you know, is one way of looking at it, between the 2 treasures and its 3 power. So... we do have less 2-drops in this version of the deck, but that's probably okay. In terms of dinosaurs, we definitely don't have a ton either in this version, but we have 4 that are definitely making the cut. Another Sailor of Means. Pirate's Prize. I think I'd rather just have another Sailor of Means. It's a Dagger Tooth, but Sailor of Means is just so much better. It's good at being defensive. It's good at ramping us. It's good at helping us splash, although I continue to say that, and we really don't have anything worth splashing. So every time I end up in the Sailor of Means deck, it's never... I mean, we ended up in it a little bit late, but, you know, every time I try to make it happen, I don't really end up with anything worth splashing. I mean, I'm probably going to splash this Horncrest just because we have so many... our mana is going to be so good anyway, and it gives us another decent dinosaur. But it's definitely not the kind of splash where you're like, yeah, I'm splashing a Stampeding Horncrest, you know? I'd like something a little more impressive. Okay, well, here we have a couple options between 2-drops. Pyromancer's not terrible in terms of splashing, but when we really need 2-drops and we have 2 that are on color, I think we take one of them. They're both not very good, but they're both going to make the cut because we needed 2, so... This one, Looting, is nice. But they both have relevance in the late game, although this only regains relevance in the very late game. And this has relevance in, like, you know, whenever. Because Looting. It can't block 1/1s, but I think I like it a little more. Another Shapers of Nature. Another Sailor of Means, but I think another Shapers of Nature is going to be better. We don't have a lot of +1/+1 counters, but obviously it's its own +1/+1 counter engine. Hunt the Weak, I think, is all we have going on. Yeah, I think we take it over another Sailor of Means. Swashbuckling. No, thank you. Depths of Desire gives us more treasure. But yeah, we really would have been able to splash whatever we wanted. Except double colored cards. Although with Prosperous Pirates, it's a little easier to do. It is disappointing when that happens, though. You're like, I have all the fixing. What are we going to splash? Nothing. Didn't even see like a removal spell we're splashing. Blossom Dryad... No thanks. Storm Sculptor. It's not a terrible sideboard card against people who have like 1,000,000 aura removal spells. Like, you know, can help us get our Galta free of Luminous Bonds. Do we just want a Blossom Dryad at this point? I don't think so. We just have so much other stuff that we can do. So, do we want Ancient? No. I'm gonna take a Duress for the sideboard. That we're kind of splashing. So Water Trap Weaver or Blossom Dryad. The Weaver is definitely better in a more aggressive deck, which we mostly aren't. But it's just so much better than Blossom Dryad, so I think I do take it. I think in the end we're going to cut the Horncrest. We just have, and we're not even going to splash anything. Sailor of Means will just help us ramp, and it'll help give us a good early blocker to get to Dreadmaw, Galto Primal Hunger territory. Kumena's Awakening, getting turned on too. I mean, all of that will help us a lot. Yeah, I think we found the right lane in the end. Yeah. Horncrest, I don't think is worth splashing. We have lots of ways. I mean, every creature obviously makes Galta cheaper, but we have Sailors of Means, which make him 2 cheaper in a way. Jungleborn Pioneer makes him 3 cheaper. 3 Knights of the Stampede that each make him 4 cheaper. I mean, obviously we're not going to draw him every game, but if we do, we can cast him pretty easily. I think we do need to cut 1 card. Maybe it's just Prosperous Pirates. I mean, we're not splashing. It's a later play. I mean, it could also be a Sailor of Means, but I like having them out earlier. It could also be Thunderherd Migration. Now that we're not splashing anything. It still ramps us, it lets us play one of our 4-drops on turn 3. If we can play an early Knight of the Stampede into Colossal Dreadmaw, that's pretty strong. But we also don't have so many dinosaurs that will frequently cast it as... I mean, don't we only have 4? Yeah, I think we cut the Migration in the end, since we're not splashing. We picked up a land to help us splash, and nothing. Okay. All right, so is 9-8 where we want to be? I mean, we have way more double blue, obviously. But yeah, it's probably right. Our blue also gives us green and with all the treasure, so I think it'll work out. All right, this looks like it's our deck. I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, we're going into our first match. We would like to play first. I think this is a solid hand. It's more aggressive than I think a lot of our hands are going to be. Turn 2, Giltgrove Stalker. Turn 3, Shapers of Nature. We have a bunch of Merfolk in our deck, but our deck isn't really a Merfolk deck. It's just a blue-green good stuff. All right. Could we have gotten away with 16 lands with 3 Sailor Means? No, I don't think so. Since treasure is like 1 shot, I think it's dangerous to assume that when you have 6 drops like we do. Okay. Double Shapers of Nature, huh? All right, well, we're going to attack. They can't block. We can't block their guy either, so seems reasonable. Drop them to 18. Play Shapers of Nature. I don't remember if I ever got to play this card in Triple Ixalan, weirdly enough. And I have 2 of them now. I think I probably did at some point, but never like a lot. All right, we take 2. So the fun thing is when we untap, we can threaten adding counters to either of these. Obviously, we don't really need to right now, but Knight of the Stampede. I don't think we desperately need you right now either. We will play a land, though, so we can threaten adding a counter. I think, well, maybe Knight of the Stampede is reasonable. I mean, It can block the Shipwreck Looter really easily. Everything I have can, but the Knight of the Stampede makes it so if we draw Colossal Dreadmaw, we can just slam it. Yeah, let's play the Knight. Doesn't hit as hard, but that's okay. So they're also blue-green. I guess we have both of these cards too, don't we? Somewhere. Jadecraft Artisan, sure. Okay. It hits us for 4 in the air. Hey, there's the Dreadmaw. I think I attack with the Shapers. I can threaten putting a counter on it. They may just let it get through. If they do, that's great. If they don't, we'd probably trade for Jadecraft Artisan and slam Colossal Dreadmaw, which is fine. But the threat of activation here is nice. We'll see if it lets us get in 3 damage and keep our creature. If they double blocked it, which I don't think they do, I think I would just use this ability because obviously I'd kill 2 creatures and not lose anything. Threat of activation. Are you scared? You should be. Go to 10. Maybe. Oh, they are going to block. Oh, they do double block. It's still better to play Dreadmaw, I think. We're just going to kill the Jadecraft Artisan here. Darn it. I definitely would have liked a world where I got to keep it and play this Colossal Dreadmaw, but that's okay. So Galta right now costs 2 mana if we draw him. No, less than that. He costs, 2 mana. He always costs at least 2, right? Double green. If I didn't have another Shapers of Nature, I think I would have been more reluctant to do what we did, but I do, so. Don't see enough yet to bring in Plummet, but, you know, maybe they play an Air Elemental or something here. Just a Silvergill Adept. And they're about to play Jungleborn Pioneer, too. So that's fun. Good news is, Sailor of Means can block all of these little guys pretty easily. I mean, I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. They may have just drawn a bounce spell, which will be pretty good against us. For sure. If they bounce our Dreadmaw, that's some big tempo. It's a big tempo hit. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I think we attack both of these. See what happens. Bounce spell at instant speed seems really likely. Because they have a Merfolk in play. And I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, that's what happens. So I can play Sailor of Means and play Colossal Dreadmaw by using the treasure right away, right? So 1, 2, 3. No, I can't. That's a lie. Such a liar. Yeah, I think we play the Dreadmaw again. Oh, wait a second. Was I right? No. Just insane. Wait a second. This seems like it should work. No, it doesn't. I don't know what I'm talking about. Colossal Dreadmaw costs 4. Oh, it's because I'm not tapping double green. That's my problem here. There we go. So the fact that they like wanted to not play a Pioneer there and wanted to hold back and flat bounce this guy means to me they're pretty scared of him, and that is not a bad thing. He can like wreck them pretty hard. I mean, yeah, he can triple block it or whatever, but we take 2, we go to 10. I'm guessing Jungleborn Pioneer is about to join the party. It's crazy. It's still such a big tempo hit, even though we're only casting him for 4. Like, him getting bounced is still, like, a nightmare. Ooh, they have their own Kumena's Awakening. Great. We do have Naturalize, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. Okay, so... we're going to attack with these things. Right, we do get to drop them to 3. So what's best to play here? Just Prosperous Pirates or Shapers of Nature or Jungleborn Pioneer. All 3 of those seem like pretty good options. I mean, I think it's one of these 2 because they block better, and I think it's just the Pirates. They're going to get to draw 2 cards now, which is not good news for us, but... they are at 3, and they can't currently block this, so I can actually play Shapers of Nature and put a counter on this just to win the game, potentially. We take 3 here. But they do have 4 cards in their hand and 6 mana, so I'm sure something... we know one of them is Jungleborn Pioneer. There it is. So if they tap out here, we probably just go for the win with Shapers of Nature. If they tap out here and don't play something that can block, I mean with Shapers of Nature. Yeah, Shapers of Nature plus Gilt Grove Stalker gives us the win. They did not tap out though. Arg. Okay, well, I think we still play Shapers of Nature here in our pre-combat main phase. And attack with both of these. See what happens. Okay, now they're tapped out, so now we can just win the game. They don't have anything big enough to block, right? No. So that worked out in the end. Yep. Yeah, I mean, the question is, what would have been better to bounce for our opponent? Would it have been better to wait until I used that ability? Because then they're left with really ugly blocks. So I think they did what was right in hoping I wouldn't see that I could do that. But obviously that was like our plan anyway, luckily for us. They don't know that, though. So I think I would have done the same thing. I don't know. It's hard to say. So we know they have Kumena's Awakening. We have Naturalize. We know they have at least 1 flyer. And we have Plummet, but that's doesn't really seem worth it. Yeah, I want at least 2 targets, basically, if I'm going to bring in Naturalize. I needed to see another artifact or another enchantment. And the chances they have like a Water Knot or something are reasonable, but I think for now we just leave the deck as is. Hello. So our hand doesn't have a quick start. If they have a very fast start, we might be in trouble. But a lot of our hands aren't going to have fast starts because we don't have very many 2-drops. So I hope they don't have one either. No, come on. You don't need a 2-drop. You don't need a 2-drop that's going to draw you a card followed by a 3-drop Jungleborn Pioneer. Yeah, we don't have anything. So I think playing Sailor of Means first is probably a little bit better because it can block the Adept and the Jungleborn Pioneer token, and It's a lot harder to kill with anything, and if they bounce it, we get value. Is that enough hands? Okay, well now we have a question. So if we play Pioneer now, that drops Galta's cost to 9, right? Yeah. Then we play Knight of the Stampede, which will drop it to 5. Huh. So we could play him on turn 5. But that also involves taking a bunch of damage. I think, especially since we know our opponent has bounce and stuff, I think it's probably better still to play the Sailor of Means. It's definitely worth looking at there, though. So we have 3, 4, 5 cards towards our Ascension. So yeah, right now he costs 11. Damn. They're about to ascend, that's for sure. Do they attack? No. Okay, well, that's pretty good. I think we just play Knight of the Stampede here. Now we can go next turn, Dreadmaw, Galta. Seems pretty good, right? I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they almost have, if they have their Kamina's Awakening, they're almost there. But if they don't have a way, so yeah, right now he costs, yeah. Oh, what? Our decks are so similar. This is going to be interesting. Very interesting. Our Galtas are probably just going to have to trade for one another. They might have a bounce spell. Ooh. Man, I wish I could play Galta and Hunt the Weak this turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, so this knocks 4 off the cost of Galta. Problem is we need double green for both. I did not take that into account. So 4, 5, 6. So right now he costs 4. So I may as well play this. Yeah, I may as well play Jungleborn Pioneer first. And then Galta. Is that math correct? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he'll cost... Oh no, that math isn't correct because he'll cost 4. Nah, that's not going to work. Why don't I have more green mana? All right, well, we got to play our Galta, I think. Except we can't. Crap. Okay. Well... I guess we play our Dreadmaw. Now we could play Galta if we had 2 green mana. So that's frustrating. And we end our turn. We may have to just take one hit to the face from Galta here. Their Galta. Their deck is a little more merfolky than ours, but we have a lot of the same cards. It's a little eerie. Because next turn we can actually play Galta and Hunt the Weak. Yes, we can do both. Please let me do both. Don't bounce anything. Don't interfere with my board state. just hit me for 12 with Galta, okay? Just do that. Okay, thank you. Thank you for hitting me for 12. I just really hope they don't have a bounce spell. Our decks, man. Okay, so they don't have the mana for a bounce spell. So, it's time to go Galta. Our opponent. They don't know we have Kamina's Awakening yet either. Yeah, that is fun. Our decks are a little too similar. Hunt the Weak. Get out of here, other Galta. You like that? Okay. So we're stable for now. I think we can actually attack with our Dreadmaw here. We have 2 huge trampling creatures in play. We have Water Trap Weaver. We don't want them to draw a bounce spell or a removal spell, though. I can tell you that. It would be annoying. It's not something we can't recover from, obviously, but it's not good either. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we play Comena's Awakening, we also have the City's Blessing, and we may have to because we need to match firepower with our opponent at this point. We're going to be a little behind them, unfortunately. They'll have already drawn 2 extra cards off of their Comena's Awakening because we had to kill their Galta. Hexproof tokens, huh? Isn't that interesting? They're just trying to trigger raid. But just to be safe... Ooh, yeah, that's a good raid. A bounce spell. Man, why? I need to draw 1 more land so I can play Galta and Comena's Awakening this turn. Oh, come on. I mean, I can't complain too much, right? But... I think I play Water Trap Weaver first. Tap down the evasive guy. Play Galta, because they may kill Colossal Dreadmaw in combat. Attack with our Dreadmaw. So not being able to match firepower with our opponent, having to spend our mana on other stuff is definitely having a negative impact on us while they're drawing 2 cards a turn. We're just trying to overpower them with huge guys with trample, basically, at this point. It's not going too poorly, right? But, you know, they have so much bounce in their deck. Good news is we have 2 threats this time. Last game they had bounce, and it was just only our Dreadmaw trying to do the work. Now the Dreadmaw gets to stay in play, basically, while Galta's the one who's getting bounced. I mean, I'm really happy if we can clear out some of their board, given how low our life is and the number of cards they're drawing. So, yeah, I mean, we even get in for 2 here, which means Galta himself is lethal, and we'll end our turn. Yeah, draw your cards. What's happening? I'm scared. 5 mana? Okay. Just their own Dreadmaw. So... I think Galta attacks. We can endure a Dreadmaw hit here. This is going to hit us, but they have to block Galta with something here, so it's not going to be pretty for them. Should I have attacked with everything? Probably. I probably should have. Whoopsies. Drop them to 2. And then I think we're just going to try to go wide here since they're so low on life. So we'll go Jungleborn Pioneer. Never play our Comena's Awakening, potentially, but... And in our turn, they draw their extra card. If I'd attacked with everything there, Dreadmaw probably blocks this. No, it wouldn't have been. Yeah, it wouldn't have been lethal, but it would have cleared out their board, and they would have taken like 6 and not killed anything of mine. So it was better to attack because they would have had to block, basically. That, I think, was a misplay. But we have a creature who can actually block Gilgrove Stalker now, thanks to Shapers of Nature. We have high toughness over here that can fend off Colossal Dreadmaw, and we have our Galta to finish them off. The question is whether or not they're drawing multiple cards a turn is going to find a way around this or not. I mean, they have 3 blockers right now. All of our attackers... Oh no, I guess our Merfolk and our Sailor of Means are not lethal. But they are together. So they're the only 2 who need to get through at this point. Yeah, it's pretty funny how similar our decks were. So he's going to bring the attack. All right. And okay, so we're just going to stop all of this damage. This is going to block that, and this is going to block that. And now we will get in for lethal. But yeah, I am, as you saw in my message, I'm recording this a couple weeks early. So, all right, we got there. Never played our Comena's Awakening, but like, do we literally have... We don't have Silvergill Adept or Deadeye Ring Hauler, but I think literally every other card we saw between the 2 matches are in both of our decks. Very weird. All right, see you guys in the next match. All right, going into match number 2, we would like to play first. Looks like a good hand for us. I mean, we can... we're not going to have We're not going to have 2 drops very frequently. Luckily, we're on the play here, so we can go Jungleborn Pioneer, Knight of the Stampede, Colossal Dreadmaw. That's pretty good. We do need to draw another Forest for that to be what happens, but there's a reasonable chance we do that. And even if we don't, it's not the worst start ever. Traveler's Amulet, Phil. Okay. We can power out a pretty quick Galta, too. Okay, we do need some more lands, though. That's for sure. So, are they about to play Dinosaur Attack for 3? Yes. Okay. We're going to take 3. Land, please. Land, please. Land, please. Not a land, but... it will help us loot, which I will take. So we're going to attack with the 2/2 here. If they want to trade their Raptor, then more power to them. They do. No? Darn. And then we're going to loot. This will get us closer to a land. Okay, we got one. I think we lose the Pirates. Our looter can still trade for the Raptor, so that's what I'm going to set up, hopefully. Can't trade for that, though, so we're just going to take it. Okay. Another land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we need to hunt the weak something? We can hold off on it, I think. I think we'd rather play Knight of the Stampede here. And end our turn. We can just play Galta next turn now. So if opponent has Luminous Bonds or something, we're going to be unhappy, but could be worse. So yeah, they're going to hit. They're going to ascend here. If we draw land, we can actually play Dreadmaw. It has to be a forest, though. Oh, good. Pay Pious Interdiction on that. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We get to keep the power in play still. The question is whether we just take everything. Oh, they're only going to attack for 3. We definitely just take that. No questions asked. So if we draw a forest here, we can go Dreadmaw, Galta. And we feel pretty great. If we don't draw a forest, we can also go Galta. Yeah, if it's... Yeah, okay. Fine. Fine. What do you cost right now? 3, so... Might as well just play... Corsair. And then Galta for 2. And end our turn. Do they have another Luminous Bonds? I hope not. That's why it would have been nice to play Dreadmaw and Galta, because then I would have 2 threats. And yeah, they'd shut down Galta, but, you know, I'd still have a Dreadmaw in play who can contend with Stormfleet, Swashbuckler, and things. Okay, so they're going to try to draw a bunch of cards. We saw this strategy not work against Galta once. So, time to see if it works this time. Okay, so... We... 4, 6, 8. So they can actually... No, they can't quite take down Galta. Good. Good. We're going to attack with Galta and our flyer. They can only do 11 to Galta, which is not quite enough, if you're keeping track. All right, so Kapow. So we do bring in Naturalize here, by the way, between the Blasting Cannons and Pious Interdiction. And then we play a Dreadmaw, I think. And we end our turn. Let's see what they get off of Blasting Cannons. If they hit a land, they don't get anything. They hit a land, they don't get anything. So I think we probably got there. This opponent can have a very quick start, though, and that is going to be a problem when we're not on the play. Like turn 2 Vanguard is going to wreck our faces, and we're not going to like it. So yeah, we bring in Naturalize. Maybe cut like Prosperous Pirates, probably, yeah. Cacophodon blocks everything really well, so... Prosperous Pirates does too, but not for as cheaply, or as well, actually. Yeah. Okay, I think this is fine. We do need to draw some action, but we do actually have a 2-drop, which is good against his opponent, I think, because we do not have very many of them. We need to draw one of our dinos to do some things. We definitely just play the looter on turn 2 here. We don't get to loot this time, but we might get to Water Trap Weaver a creature and get in for 2. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, that's enough lands, please. I mean, I know we have some big creatures, but I have Knight of the Stampede, so I don't really I don't really need you. And good news for us is they didn't play 2-drop, so they didn't get a fast start. So that's good. What's not good is we don't have a late game plan in our hand just yet. We could find one. Okay, that's fun. He's big. Those are both so much fun. Oh, well, there's a late game plan now, huh? So we play Knight of the Stampede. You would cost 2. Is it me or is this not working correctly? 4, 6, 8, 10. It's not working correctly. Because this should reduce him by 2 for its power. Right? So that should drop him to 6. Oh, no, never mind. I'm just doing the math wrong. No, it's fine. It's correct. Yes. So this is gonna suck. But this is really gonna suck. Our opponent's turn here. Especially if there's a pious interdiction. Now it's just a Heliopterus. Less concerned. But this is freaking huge. So that's not so good. All right, so we're going to block that with our Knight of the Stampede. Okay, so I think we just play Galta. Say what's up. Here's Galta. They can hit us for 8 in the air, but Galta's kind of a problem. They could still have a pious interdiction or something, though, that they're holding on to, in which case we're in serious trouble. So are we going to take 8 in the air here? Okay, so yeah, we're going to take 8 in the air. Whoop. I keep doing that. All right. I think we block this thing and just say, see you later, Galta. No, do you have divine interdiction? Oh, that was stupid. Yeah, they do. I mean, we would have been screwed either way. Well, maybe not screwed, but in trouble. Okay, well. God. Should have blocked with my Knight of the Stampede. Okay, so we're going to have to hunt the weak. I guess killing this is fine. That way we at least get to keep a creature alive, right? Yeah. So, hunt the weak here. Killing Heliopterus. And we end our turn. We're going to be at low life. Okay, well. Surprised they weren't more aggressive. We'll block. Do we actually get to kill it this time? We do. So we're about to hit the city's blessing, which is great. Okay, so we can actually play our Dreadmaw. So I think that's what we do. And we end our turn. Man, Galta, I'm so sorry. I was reckless with you. You probably would have died at some point anyway, but much later. Much later in your life. Okay, so I'm going to attack with the Dreadmaw. They can obviously trade their Death Spitter for it, but yeah. We trample for 4. We take 2 as well from the Enrage trigger. But we got a lot more going on in our hand thanks to that. Secrets of the Golden City. And their hand is empty, so I say let's go as wide as we can here. Where's Kumena's whatever? thing. Jimenez thingy. Yeah, that sun-colored raptor's a bitch. The good news is we have Shapers of Nature. We want all the land in play we can get if we have Shapers of Nature in play. All right, so I think we just end the turn. Sun-colored raptor can really wreck us. So I think we want to have a way to prevent a lot of damage through blocking. And if they don't do anything, we just start adding counters to things. Or removing them, but probably adding them mostly. Really? What does that kill? That kills 2 of my creatures? I think I'm going to put a counter on this hexproof token so it doesn't die. Shipwreck Looter does, though. They play Ixalan's Knight. Interesting. So they can pump it once. Yeah, it's not really worth it. Really? I am going to trade this Knight of the Stampede for it. You have to pump it just to kill it, and I don't actually take anything. And you lose your dinosaur. So that all works out pretty well for me. Okay. So I'm going to attack with our 3/5 Knight of the Stampede. If they double block, we can do some Shapers of Nature shenanigans. I don't think they will because of threat of activation. All right. Then we're going to play Jungleborn Pioneer. And we're in really good shape here with this awesome mana sink. What are they doing, though, with 5 mana? That's a problem, but not one we can't deal with. Okay, so we're going to put a +1/+1 counter on. Who do we put it on? I think I'm going to put it on the hexproof token again. Sailor means. So I have 9 mana. Means I can put 2 counters on this thing. I think I attack. Their hand's empty. Maybe attacking with the token would have been good too. If he just blocks with that, we're really happy, but obviously that's not what's going to happen. Really? Interesting. Well, I think we just do 3 then. And then we play Sailor of Means. And end our turn. Martyr of Dusk. There's a good little chump blocker. That's not something we wanted them to have. Right, so I still think we just want to be putting counters on things instead of drawing cards. Now I think we do put it back on that guy. Okay, so 6. We need 12 mana to be able to put like 1,000 counters on things. So I think we do attack with this 3/3 Merfolk token too now. And Knight of the Stampede. Their hand's empty. What happens if I attack with everything? They have 4 blockers. They can block my 4 biggest creatures, which would be this, 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 and this. And then they would take 2, 3. Not enough. We can only, if we could put 1 more counter on something, it would be enough. So yeah, we don't want to Alpha Strike here. Just attack obnoxiously. Yeah, the best we can do here is trade, but I think that's pretty good when what I'm trading with is massive. And we kill the other thing. Those both die. vampire token. We're going to play a land. So maybe we do draw a card now, but now that there's not as huge of a creature out, because we could draw a card with that activated ability. I think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna. Hey, that's kind of what I was hoping we'd see. We can go Water Knot on this. And that means we can attack with all of these. Can we do lethal now? They have 3 blockers. They're going to gain 1 life. They're going to block. Okay, yeah, they're scooping. They're done. Okay. Well, deck's doing pretty well. Let's see if we can get a trophy with it. All right, we're going into our final match. I think this hand is a keep. We definitely need to hit a 3rd land, but it's pretty good. So we're trying to get our 5th trophy. I've been trying for a while to get that 5th trophy. I've gone. I've had a lot of 2-0s end in 2-1 once I get to this part of the match. So hopefully we can avoid that. This is a good hand. I mean, if we can draw a couple lands, we get to go Corsair, Pioneer, Knight, Dreadmaw. We could play any other 3-drop too. Well, that is a bit of a problem for our Colossal Dreadmaw and our Galta. We do have ways of getting rid of it. We can tap it down with Water Trap Weaver if we're just looking at what we have in our hand. I probably play the Pioneer, because if I can trade with this Dinosaur Hunter, I'm going to be thrilled. Although I don't want to do it with my Corsair, admittedly. Ooh, now I wish I did, huh? Bombards on top of their library, too. Good to know. Well, I think we still play Jungleborn Pioneer. Siren Lookout. They have Bombard on top of their library. Yeah, it's not good. Now I probably do trade my Corsair for a Dinosaur Hunter. I wish I had. That's what they're going to Crashing Tide. I guess Crashing Tiding Jungleborn Pioneer isn't so good. So we know, more or less, that if we play Knight of the Stampede, it's going to eat a Bombard. So I'm less inclined to do that than I would otherwise be. I think we attack with Pioneer. And I think we play another Pioneer. Ooh, that is not what we wanted to see. We're gonna have to Water Trap Weaver that. Fun thing is, if we do, we're gonna force them to attack with that Dinosaur Hunter in a way they don't want to, most likely, unless they want to lose Curious Obsession. But yeah, this isn't good. Plummet and Naturalize are both things for us to keep in mind, depending on what else we see. So we know they have Bombard. Okay, Trailblazer. Okay, so I think we play the Weaver. We need to stop this temporarily, at least, while we can. We're going to leave all our creatures back because they're going to be forced to attack here with something, or they lose their Curious Obsession. So I think it's fine to leave our guys back. Trading with Goblin Trailblazer or Dinosaur Hunter is appealing. So they still have Bombard. So that's something to keep in mind when we're blocking. All right, good. Curious Obsession goes away. I'm happy with that turn of events. We basically got a whole card out of Water Trap Weaver. So, okay. We still have this annoying flyer. I'm still not ready to play Knight of the Stampede. I think I'd rather play a few things here. Go Sailor of Means. I can just hard cast. Well, it's a hard cast either way, but I can play Colossal Dreadmaw for 6 next turn if I want to. And I'll play Kitesail Corsair. And I'll end the turn. I'm a little surprised they didn't attack with their Trailblazer because they would have made me trade a card, sort of. I guess Jungleborn Pioneer would have only been half a card. You don't see Desperate Castaways nearly as much as you used to. But yeah, we take 2. Feels good. Yeah, so we'll probably just play Dreadmaw. We're going to attack for 2 here. Not like we can block this thing anyway. So we're going to start getting in on the attacks. Giltgrove Stalker does have evasion, and none of their creatures can block it right now. So that's definitely something to keep it on our mind. But I think just playing, I wish it was Galta. Playing the Dreadmaw here is good. They do have pretty good blockers. They can block it pretty well, and they still have stupid Dinosaur Hunter. But yeah. Oh, that hurts. The bouncing of the Dreadmaws hurts. We go to 9. We tack them down to 14. What sucks is I'm 1 mana away from being able to just play Knight of the Stampede and Colossal Dreadmaw. That would feel pretty good. But we're just going to play him for 6 again. We need removal. Ooh. Yeah, well, they got some. Still, I mean, all we need to kill is Siren Lookout, and we sort of, we stabilize here. Stop getting beaten down in the sky the way we are. And we do have ways to do that. That is not one of them. So we're going to attack. So Giltgrove Stalker will up their clock, but I don't know if it'll do it by enough. And we know they have Bombard still. One of the 2 cards in their hand is Bombard. They may be about to just bombard the Corsair. Yeah, I think they're considering it. I don't think I would if I were them. This is a race they win at this point. So I think going to 12... Oh, they don't have mana for Bombard. So actually, I'm not sure what they're doing. Could have like Dual Shot, I guess. Or a Bounce Spell. The 2 mana bounce spells. There's 2 of them. Yeah, I was going to say. I think just taking it makes sense. So we're going to play Stalker, which ups their clock, and Knight of the Stampede, and end our turn. So we need Hunt the Week. We need... do we have anything else? We don't have a lot. Forerunner of the Coalition, that's going to speed up our clock. What do they put on top? Dire Fleet Neckbreaker. Well, they can't attack with that many pirates right now, so... I'm not exactly living in fear. Oh, I should be, though, because this one's a pirate. So, yeah, that will not quite kill us next turn, but it's going to try. It's going to get close. Knight of Stampede number 2. Okay, well, you make it so I can survive a turn, but... Oh, I won't, actually. They're going to play a pirate. Yeah, we're dead. Play a pirate, drop us to 4. I mean, I guess let's see. Let's see if they do it. Let's make them do it. Most likely they'll do it. I mean, holding a card in my hand makes them a little less likely to do it, but not significantly less likely. Maybe I should have just played the Stalker earlier instead of trying to play the Dreadmaw. I definitely would have won the race if I'd had. But we know they still have Bombard, as I keep saying. So we know they have an out. Yeah, well, they're going to use it on Knight of the Stampede. We're dead in the air anyway. Yep, drops us to 4. Go to combat. Probably just attack with everything for fun. It would be great if I had a bounce spell because I can actually survive this and probably win on the backswing if... Well, maybe not because I'd have to block that. I have to double block that. I can take this and then I would block these. I couldn't win on the backswing, but it would be close. We'll just take it all because we're dead either way. All right. So, do we see enough for Plummet? I don't think so. Maybe we want to bring in a little more interaction, though, against the auras and stuff. Cut this poor guy again. He just keeps getting cut. We've been pretty lucky with Galta. We've cast him like a ton. So that's been nice. That's been a big part of why we're 2-0. That was the first game we've lost, and we didn't play Galta. So there's definitely a connection there. We haven't seen Cacophodon at all. Not that I'm like desperately awaiting him, but you know, he wouldn't have hurt in that game. What I really need is that reach dinosaur. Of course, if I feel that way, maybe I should bring in Plummet, but we only saw one flyer. When there's such a decent chance... Well, you know what? I just changed my mind. I think I'm too late. Darn it! Because Plummet actually... They've got to have a Kitesail Corsair, you know? There's going to be other targets. Well, we have a hand that can block. Do we keep it? I don't think so. Yeah, this one's much better. Hey, Cacophodon, there you are. Yeah, all right. Those Knights of the Stampede have been good. Whether powering out Galta or Dreadmaws or both, they've been pretty good. If we go to game 3, I think we'll bring in Plummet. Although if we don't see any other flyers after game 2, maybe we don't. Corsair attacks. They're off to a slow start, which we're happy about. We don't punish a slow start super well, but it gives us more time to find our bombs. So, there's that. An early Forerunner is not going to be fun for us. Imagine if you have Hostage Taker. Ugh. Ooh, well, this is going to be good. We are going to do a decent job of punishing a quick start. I mean, the Neckbreaker, we're going to take some damage, but not enough. We can actually play Cacophodon here and just be able to block, but I'm going to go more aggressive and cast Knight of the Stampede. So that makes you cost 2 and makes you cost 4. So if we draw another land, we can just play both of them. So if they play Neckbreaker here, we take 4. But 5, counting the 1 damage from the Forerunner. But I think that's okay. We could block with Sailor of Means, but hardly seems worth it. It's kind of like they're thinking about doing something else. I guess I could double block. Not planning to, but maybe I should be. I mean, just the fact that we can threaten that is pretty good here because it makes our opponent's neckbreaker plan look a lot worse. It's going to look a lot worse after next turn, though. Especially if we draw a land. If we don't, it'll still look bad, but not terrible. Okay, they're playing their Brute instead. So they're setting up a bigger neckbreaker turn, basically, where it's going to wreck us even more, which makes sense. We do not draw a land, but... no, we can't. Never mind. So we're just going to attack with Kitesail Corsair and play Colossal Dreadmaw. Drops them to 14. So we'll take 5 from the Brute. If we can get Cacophodon in play, we can actually... Yeah, if we get Cacophodon in play, double blocking the Brute's kind of funny. Although I guess the Cacophodon will still die, but... Or the Sailor of Means or whatever, but... Bounce spell hurts. We've been dealing with bounce spells all day. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. I am admittedly surprised by that. They're really trying to set up a really painful neckbreaker turn for me, but I feel like it might be. I'm hoping it's too little, too late. They may just play a bounce spell here, though. A Water Trap Weaver, not quite a bounce spell, but it does some work for sure. All right. Well, you still don't have any good attacks. And you're not a pirate, so there. There's our Weaver. Yeah. I don't think we play it. We can play... I guess we can play it and Cacophodon if we use this treasure. That's actually probably better. Yeah, so... We play Cacophodon, and then we play... our own Weaver here. Tap down the Brute, because he's the only attacker who's actually problematic. Even with Neckbreaker in play. Well, there's a dual shot. We speculated about one earlier. It's actually not that good against us. Our opponent had, Kitesail Corsair and Goatgrove Stalker all up in their business last game, but those are like our only creatures that die to it outright anyway. Obviously, some of our creatures will die to it. Ooh. Hello, my friend. Well, I think we just play him because he's only going to cost 2. And if we lose the Dreadmaw in combat, let's check real quick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he'll cost 5, which we don't have. So we're going to play him first. Don't have counter magic, don't have counter magic, don't have counter magic. They don't. That's good. So I think we attack with Dreadmaw here. We get to play our Goatgrove Stalker in main phase 2 as well, which is currently unblockable. Neckbreaker can block it, but it can only trade, so... I wonder what they're thinking about doing. A trick would help, like Skullduggery would work. But they'd still lose multiple cards to my 1. They're probably thinking about bouncing it. If they can like bounce my Dreadmon now and then bounce Galta on their turn, that would really not be so good for me. Yeah, run aground. Okay. Neckbreaker? No, Bombard. Now I can't cast it, so that's pretty savage. Especially if they have another bounce spell. I'm not sure they do. They don't. So let's attack with these two. Yeah, we can still fend off Neckbreaker fairly well. This guy can't block, so you're going to take 10. They do know exactly what's in my hand, so they can be pretty careful with their blocks. Yeah, they go to 2. We end our turn. Yep, there they go. But this is still unblockable, so I don't know. I don't know if they can stop us in here in game 2. I have to draw a land to be able to play Galta right now. Yeah, we got there. Gilgrove Stalker a couple times has sort of been like the, after they deal with Galta, it's like, well, you still got to deal with him. You know, in 2 games, we still didn't see enough flyers to bring in Plummet. I probably would have in the last game, but I think we're good. I think we're good. This is a solid hand. I wish we were on the play, but, you know, we got a good early blocker. We got Shapers of Nature. You know, Galta is our best win condition, but Shapers of Nature did work once in the late game, and we just drew Galta, which isn't bad, but we don't have a great, like, slam Galta onto the table kind of hand. Yeah, and Sailor of Means doesn't match up super well with the Trailblazer, but I think that's okay. No attack. I think that was a mistake. One I'll gladly benefit from. Yeah, well, now they have 2 creatures with Menace in play, which makes my Sailor Means look really stupid, but yeah, I guess it's a bug. Okay. Jungleborn Pioneer is probably better now. He costs 6 right now. Ooh, ouchies. Yeah, not so good. We might have to cast Water Knot here to, like, not fall too far behind. Yeah. Either way, I actually think playing Sailor of Mean, either way I'm going to take a bunch of damage. Like, if I play Water Knot, they're attacked with both of these, and I can't do anything about it. If I play Sailor of Means, at least I'm advancing my board and getting a little closer to Galta territory. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. So I've been counting my lands like they decrease his cost. That's what's been screwing up my math here. I think we just take this 3. So he costs 8 right now. That's what he actually costs. Freaking Siren Reaver. I'm glad I held on to Water Knot, I guess. I think I'm going to Water Knot the Siren Reaver. And then play Shapers of Nature. 2, 4, 3, 5, 6, 7. So he's down to 5. We can cast him next turn. Assuming we don't decide to block or something. If he attacks with a Trailblazer, I block it with Sailor Means and the Merfolk, I think. But I take the Brute, and I probably take Water Trap Weaver too. Okay, good. Nothing. I like nothing. So let's play Galta. Who has really been our good friend for most of this draft. We've been quite lucky about drawing him. And it's funny because we've drawn him and we haven't actually drawn her to like draw a bunch of card spells very much. If we'd done that, it would make a little more sense that we've gotten him. Do they have counter magic? Uh-oh. Hornswoggle. No, just a Bombard. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it, yeah. Though they may be about to follow it up with a bounce spell, which will make it quite hard for me to keep Galta, play him again. So I think by the time this video goes up, there'll be one more week of Rivals of Ixalan drafts before I do a few weeks of Masters 25 drafts, which I'm looking forward to doing. Although as I'm recording this, only like 50 cards have been spoiled. So I don't actually know what the limited archetypes are. They like to spoil all the big crazy bombs first. So yeah, they're going to search for their very, very scary right now Neckbreaker. 2 menace creatures in play. Oh, Dinosaur Hunter. Okay. I am much more okay with that than with Neckbreaker. Ooh, hello. Dinosaur Hunter says damage, right? Yeah, so Hunt the Weak would not... I could use it on something else, though, but I think we probably Hunt the Weak here... and kill the Headstrong Brute. Because sure, Dinosaur Hunter can kill it, but Trample is a thing. So we're going to attack with Galta. For 13. Opponent probably just takes it. Yeah, they go to 7. They have to pay 3 right now for that Dinosaur Hunter too, so I'm kind of okay with that. Yep, we go to 11. They can now kill Galta, but... ooh. That's a little bit scary. Not too scary, though. Yeah, they have to block with at least 3 things, right? To not die to Galta. So... 13. So yeah, they have to have 5 toughness block Galta or they die. So that should maybe set us up to win. It doesn't win us the game right away, certainly, but this is going to block him, obviously. Got to block with one more thing. There you go. So, ooh. Guess they're afraid to have a trick. I'm perfectly happy to destroy their entire board, other than Tilanali's thingamajig. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so they go to 1. I guess they had to do that. Math. Maybe I should have attacked with everything again. Galta's just so big, I'm not used to doing that kind of math. No, that's not a good excuse, but it's an excuse, right? Definitely should have attacked with everything. They'd be dead, and we'd have our trophy. So, we got it anyway, despite that. We got there in the end. Finally, trophy number 5. It took a while. Got my first 4 pretty quickly. That deck was sweet. A little blue-green, mid-range. Draw Galta every game, you know. All right, so I'll see you guys for the next draft, which I think, like I said, will be a little bit more, another week of Rivals of Ixalan before we get to Masters 25.